And we are live with another episode of the Secret Invasion Aftershow. This is the show brought to you by The Keeg, where we watch The Secret Invasion and we talk about each episode right after we watch it, roughly. Today, we're talking about episode 4 of Secret Invasion. It's on Disney Plus right now, so if you haven't watched it already, you should go out and watch it and then come back, and maybe you won't be watching this live, but, you know, listen to this, watch this after the fact. If you're watching us live, you're watching us on twitch.tv/The Keeg Show or youtube.com/The Keeg Show, or you listen to the podcast wherever you get your podcast from. I'm your host, Dimithri Perera, and
it's me, guest co-host, Paul Lao.
Paul, welcome back, man. How do you feel?
Yeah,
How do you feel being back in the chair?
Being back in the chair. Oh man. Yeah. So many smells.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
It looks good. It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks
You
good
look
on
comfortable. You look like, turtleneck Starfire right now. You look comfortable.
Yes.
You look comfortable.
I love callbacks to things no one heard.
Nobody heard the pre-show routine.
Yeah.
Paul, welcome back. You are guest co-hosting while Ridley is away. So Paul, I know you're bringing your A game, so thank you so much for being here. Who was that voice that we heard earlier? Well, if you're watching us live on Twitch or YouTube, then you know who our guest is for episode 4. But if you can't, if you're listening to the podcast, you don't know who guests are. We got Michael Meade himself, Michael Meade,
Hello.
aka Mike's Comics Life, aka Mike and Ike, aka
Sure, that works.
Michael Meade. Oh,
There we go.
Yeah.
If you want to get technical about it, sure,
Yes.
that's me. Sure, that's what I saw on my documents, on my legal documents. Sure, we can do that.
Welcome.
Hi.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. This is gonna be really fun.
Thanks for coming on this. Secret Invasion.
Here we go.
Before we get to this episode, Michael, how have you been liking
Yes.
Secret Invasion so far? The first 3 episodes.
Okay, yeah, the first 3, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it for what it is. I know that's a pretty political answer, but I don't know. I went into it very excited for it, to be honest with you. I went into it very excited for it. It hasn't let me down crazy amount, but there's stuff to talk about for this issue. I'm excited to talk about this episode for sure.
Yeah. I went into this show thinking it would be more like finally like a Nick Fury Shield show.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of went into it feeling with, the alien invasion stuff, but still a Nick Fury Shield show. And then literally the premise of the show is he has no shield. He has nobody. He's on his own, baby.
Yeah.
Well, he's not even on the base. Like he's
He's not on.
It's not called Sword. Is it
Saber?
Sword?
It's Saber.
Saber, right.
Saber.
Yeah, he's not on Saber. So
He's not on Saber.
they get into it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, there are a lot of Skrulls on Saber, right? At the end of Far From Home.
Okay.
Right?
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty stock full.
Right.
I don't think it's a bunch of Fury LMDs,
No. But at the end of Far From Home, he's like on a beach, and then it cuts out to he walks away. It's not a beach; it's like a hologram or a background or something. And then there's a lot of Skrulls on the ships, right? On the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the whole Coulson Tahiti thing that they keep trying to do from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like just a beach theme.
Yeah.
And then I don't think they're ever gonna go back to that.
Wait, real quick, do we think that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will ever be brought back again? Like any elements from the show to prove that it's canon?
I don't know. I'm going off Disney Plus though. Doesn't it show that? Isn't it on Nick Fury timeline right now?
Yeah, it's on the Nick Fury timeline.
Yeah, so I have to
But
assume
he does
it's canon,
appear in the
right?
first episode, so
He does.
Yeah.
and they do
Right,
refer
sure.
to him. But like, is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. canon? That is the biggest question, because once the Netflix stuff has been canonized,
Mm-hmm.
now it's only Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then I guess Runaways, Cloak and Dagger.
I mean, I think it's pretty canon, right? There's the things that happen in seasons of Shield,
last season.
Agents of Shield, that lead into the different movies sometimes, right? Like different things that.
Yes,
They talk
and
about,
no.
so-
I mean, it's weird. It is very complicated because there's
Yeah,
the
I mean,
time
getting the
tra- there's the
helicarrier
time
out,
travel.
right? That was them.
Yeah, the space episode and the time travel, like the later space episode.
Yeah, the
time
later-
travel
yeah.
episode, they kind of like were like, nope, we're
It's
not.
an alternate timeline, maybe.
Yeah, it's an alternate
Because at
timeline
the end
thing.
of Shield continues.
Yeah.
Like Yo-Yo, I think, is still on the Shield squad with Mac, I
Mhm.
think, and like
Yeah.
they all like went their separate ways, but the Shield still exists. But in this, like, I don't know what's canon anymore. So
I don't know, man.
you know.
I think just the door's open, but the light's not on.
Well,
It's like unlocked.
Everybody
Maybe
keeps-
the porch light's on.
everybody keeps saying
Yeah.
that Daisy should come in to Secret Invasion. That Daisy's gonna appear, and I
You
don't
think so?
think Daisy. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I don't have any sense that this is going to be connected to that at all. I think Shield is done. I think everything is kind of moving past that thing.
Well,
I think
Isn't
we're
it
going
weird though
forward.
that like we didn't know Shield for very long? It ended in Winter Soldier, and
Yeah.
like Shield as an organization, like we didn't
I know,
really get to
I-
explore that concept, right?
And I liked it having it like kind of there. It kind of made sense in the context of like a world having this big, this government society watching over everything, and then the Avengers having the heroes having to play like back and forth, either working with them or working against them, kind of thing. I did like that. I was kind of assuming they would move on to like Hammer or something eventually.
As the replacement.
As the replacement, but yeah, nothing's
Yeah.
taken its place yet. It's just kind of like now
Not
everyone's just on a free for all.
Well,
Yeah,
Justin Hammer
but-
kind of got taken care of though. in
Yeah, but
Iron Man
Hammer's not
2.
named after Justin Hammer,
Correct, it's the acronym.
right? Well, but it's an
Oh.
acronym that doesn't stand for anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it has the dots. It stands for something,
I
right?
just feel like Rhodey's missile with the like hammer attack was kind of just like, yeah, our government can't. we
Oh,
can't buy
the
from-
ex-wife, right? Was
Yeah,
that
the
what it's called?
Yeah,
ex-wife.
the
Yeah.
ex-wife. Yeah,
But like,
good callback, but nice.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
But
Iron
it's
Man
not
2,
like
lucky.
it's not like the MCU is against government organizations, because they have Saber, they have Sword,
yeah.
and whatever else is out there.
Well,
I mean, just governments in general, right? Obviously, pulling it back to this, we're have the Skrulls invading everything. Maybe that's why, right?
Right.
They're stopping any actual like working together of the government agencies.
That actually,
The-
I never thought about that before. That they could be actively sabotaging Shield coming back. That Shield's
like-
downfall had to happen for the Skrulls to kind of, for this insurrection kind of.
I think,
But I mean,
government
Shield- I'm
bureaucracy
sorry,
is
Paul.
so slow. Sorry, my bad.
Go for it.
It's just like, because like we're like, okay, everyone's blipped back, and then nobody has their shit together, and then there's just like all this havoc being wreaked upon, and like in our reality right now, like just look at France, like anything
Yeah.
can happen, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for civil unrest.
I want to shout out anybody's out there on twitch.tv/The Keeg Show or youtube.com/The Keeg Show. Let us know you're out there. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, do whatever. Let us know. It's nice to know. And if you're listening to the podcast, write a review, do something, give us 5 stars, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
This episode 4, was called Beloved. And the summary just of the episode on Disney Plus was Fury must make some hard sacrifices. That's it. That's all we got. Paul, you want to run us through things that happened in this episode, and then we'll talk about it?
Well, it just starts with Amelia Clark. She was shot in the last episode, and it just like hangs on her corpse, pulling a old Jon Snow. So and then she abruptly rises with her extremis, healing her up. I'm trying to figure out the order of events, because after that, it's the intro credits, right? Or
Yeah.
We start off in 2012 Paris.
oh, okay, that's right, and that's where Vara and Fury are having dinner,
Yeah.
and she brings up the poem. Raymond, what's his first name? Do you know? Oh, you didn't take notes? Okay.
not of Raymond. No.
Shoot.
I took
forgot
notes.
the
I have notes.
poet, but yeah, it was just it's just like a really sweet moment, and they like, are you satisfied with life? What do you want out of it? And she's just like, I want to be beloved, and do you feel that way? And both of them bring
So
their
we'll go into
A-game,
the
like,
specifics when
respecting.
we do it. But if you want to give it just
yeah.
we'll just do a quick
Okay.
couple sentences. rundown.
Sure. And then it cuts to him. Oh, well, yeah, it cuts to Rhodey in meeting her in the church and him being very specific about, I gave you a gun. You need to put a bullet in him.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to put a bullet in you. And what's interesting is that like the Skrulls before in Captain Marvel didn't have the same tenacity or actually cultural awareness. Like yeah, he's like saying stuff like DDT, and he's just like, wait,
what was the
and then
DDT?
He said wait, he pretended like, oh, Fury got fired. Who fired him? It was me. I fired him. Like he really like savored that moment.
Yeah.
And then basically he was like flexing a lot, and then they split up. Then Rhodey takes a shower, or no, Rhodey takes a shower.
It's
and
a female Skrull as far as we
The
the
female
Skrull.
Skrull, yeah.
Rava is her name.
How do you know
Rava.
her name? It said in the
It's
subtitles.
probably in the credits. I've been watching other stuff. I've been doing some
Rava. Okay.
Rava, and she's from the Inhumans. I don't read Inhumans, but that's where she's from.
In the comics.
In the comics.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, she gets out, and Fury's there sitting with the same bourbon that She-Hulk buys, which is like $4,000 a bottle.
Oh, that gold one?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like obviously, oh, by the way, in the shower we see that Rhodey's a Skrull, wipes the like steam from the window mirror, and it's Rhodey. So I don't know if it's reflexive or because I think what they're doing is they're tapping into their minds from those machines, which gives them like extra cover, but it's also like grafting on their memories and their attachments and stuff. Hence why he's like saying, you're gonna get all this smoke. Like I can't imagine a Skrull, being that sassy,
Yeah.
But then again, I'm coming from comics, so I have to like shake that off,
Yeah.
treat them more like I don't know, because
So
aliens are weird. Anyways,
yeah. We got like a minute left for the.
I got a minute.
Here.
Okay. So Rhodey chugs the bottle of whiskey. He runs over to the president. The president has just landed in Russia. Gives him a couple hints. They get attacked by what's his name? Eric
Gravik.
The Gravik. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gravik and his squad, and
Talos.
One of the the cavalcade, the motorcade, flips over with the president in it. President's upside down. They need to extract him, and Talos tries to pound it out, this bulletproof glass. He gets shot close to the chest, like right by the heart, but nothing fatal. But he's losing his ability to keep his shape, and then Gravik gives him the old meat hook, and then Fury has a Fury mobile. They're not part of the motorcade, and he busts out like surface to air missile launcher, shooting one of the two helicopters. Like, I love that about Winter Soldier, is that he has a Bond car, Bond SUV. It's so sick.
I want more Secret Agent Fury. Like,
I know.
But we're not.
It's a whole. Chapter. I mean, we're gonna probably get like this genre in Thunderbolts, right? Like the genre of spy. The spy genre the MCU is severely lacking in the spy genre, because let's be honest, Marvel, DC, those two, because they're such big universes, they are every genre, right?
Sure.
Like any genre exists in those universes. But spy genre, like comics, are like a specific thing. Whether it's Nick Fury or Black Widow, like we haven't really seen too much spy stuff.
Nightwing was a spy for a second.
Yeah, Agent of Spyro.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at the end of the episode, Fury has to choose whether he's going to stay with Talos or take the president to safety, and he takes the president, leaves Talos behind.
Well, Talos has been gutted with a.
I don't know whether Talos is dead. I can't say for certain.
He was shot and stabbed, and looked like stabbed in the heart too. So.
Yeah, and we know that like apparently they always center of mass on a Skrull is normally death.
Maybe.
But
I don't
we
know
do
what to
see-
think anymore. Is really what it is.
I know. Well, that's the point of the show, right? You don't know
Yeah.
who's who.
I mean,
What's what?
Gaia got up. Like,
Well, she's a super scroll now.
yeah.
She's
Yeah.
a super scroll, and they're using different attributes in the comics. I thought that was interesting. I thought we would have at least one, because normally they have the original Super Scrolls have Fantastic Four powers, but they haven't been introduced yet. So
Yeah, they have to do a wish clerk instead of like our standard,
yeah,
big
that's cool.
box
They
store
included
clerk.
Groot though. That was fun. I like that.
Yeah, I guess he had stuff cut off from Thanos in Wakanda, so that's
Yeah.
where they specifically got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be the only
Where he
place-
showed up on Earth. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Ice Beast was on Earth in London at the end of Thor 2.
Or two, yeah.
Extremis can be found anywhere.
Anywhere. Yeah, that's fine.
Uh,
Well, yeah. What was the fourth one?
Oh,
It was
no. So ice. Oh, it's the hand.
Groot.
No,
Groot?
the big guy. I
Oh,
always forget his
Cull
name.
Obsidian.
Yeah, Cull Obsidian's hand.
Oh,
He left
got it,
his
got it.
arm behind.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
not voluntarily.
right.
But going back to us finding out that Rhodey was a scroll, right? To be honest, I was a little disappointed in that. Like, I thought the entire series so far it was too obvious that he was a scroll. I was kind of hoping that he just wasn't, and he was just, that was
Yeah.
like a mislead a little bit, but it's not. So it is what it is. Same with Clark's character as well. I kind of figured she wasn't dead either. They weren't going to use, they weren't going to kill off that big of an actor too early in the series. So.
We talked about this last episode. They've killed three female. Like, the only people who have died that are main characters are like 3 female characters. It was
No,
Soren
there's the,
off screen. There was Soren off screen. There was Maria Hill, and there was Gaia. As far
You're
as
talking
main
about
characters.
main characters?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Because what was that guy that he got his finger cut off? I mean,
I
guess
I
he's
have
not
this-
main, but yeah,
Oh, the scroll.
Brogan.
Brogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a lot of Russian guys are dying, like a lot, like
Yeah.
the whole incident in the first episode, like just a bunch of
True.
innocent people dying. So
Yeah.
but you're right.
No,
you're
but,
right.
like, main characters.
Yeah.
So last episode, I did say that I thought that because they've killed 3 of the females, that one is bound to be alive, but they won't. I was like, it's not gonna be 3 people alive. It'll probably be 1 because 2 will be too much. I changed my statement. I don't consider Gaia's death then a real death, so I don't feel like, because it wasn't prolonged. I think they could still bring back Soren and have it not be too much.
I mean, Talos is our new main character.
Who's dead, right? Or maybe not.
I think he's.
I don't know.
Maybe
I
not.
think
Yeah, I
he's
don't know.
dead because
I think he's dead too.
We find out that he has no plan when she's like, "I'm the mole. I did this for you. I don't love you anymore." But
No, she didn't say
I'm-
that.
What's she saying?
She said, "I don't
She said,
agree
"I'm
with you.
here."
Like, you're naive
yeah,
or whatever, right?"
Yeah, you're
like,
naive. Well, I'm looking for someone with a plan, and then he's like, "Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'll go to the president. I'm gonna ask him for a favor. We're not gonna be able
He
to
was
walk
really
around in
naive.
our skin." It
Yeah.
was a bad plan. It
that was a
just
bad
like,
plan, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, his idea was, look, if we just show us, and when he was like, we'll show them who we are in our hearts, I'm like, have you
America?
have you met anyone on Earth? Like, come on. Yeah, especially like the American president. Like,
I mean, yeah, he's not listening. He's not listening to Fury at all. I mean, he's as much as he keeps saying he's relying on Fury, he's not listening to Fury. Fury kind of said that himself in one of the past episodes. He's like, there's too much unacceptance already between human beings. How do you think
I have the
you're
quote,
going to
'cause
join this?
I wrote the quote down, is there's not enough room or tolerance on this planet for others, for another species.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was really dumb. Like, what Talos was talking about, I was like, I respect you, man, but, like, you got nothing. He was saying that if we show them, they'll allow 1 million of us to stay. No, they won't.
They will
What?
allow. Yeah, Florida
Yeah.
alone.
You'd be lucky if they allow 1 person. Have we not dealt with refugees before?
Yeah.
Nobody wants them. They're gonna take
But
a
it ma-
million shape-shifting aliens.
Mhm. But it made me realize that Talos is not like a genius when it comes to like politics or even
No.
just like organization. So I don't know what he did before because like
He's an inspirational leader. That's probably it.
Well, they
But
said
not
he was
even
he was like the leader general. Like what's his face took over just now. They put him as the new
The
general, so
war
he had to do
general.
something.
War
The war
general?
general, he had to be something big beforehand too.
No,
They
but
weren't just going to.
they weren't at war before.
with the
That's why they
Kree.
left their planet. Yeah,
Oh yeah. There.
yeah,
What
But
are you talking about?
no, what I mean is on Earth. They haven't had a war
Yeah.
general, right?
he was the last one. Talos was the last
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
what I
he had to
mean-
have done something impressive to be the leader of all his people during a time of war, right? Because that seems to be that's what war general seems to mean. Like during a time of war, they are in charge right now.
which
And
is why
so-
he's a bad like organizer. Maybe he's not had enough peacetime to have like, a
Mhm.
plan
Sure.
for migration or whatever. So sorry.
I mean, he's had over what 20 something years on Earth to make something though.
Yeah, but he still eats that dog food breakfast, English breakfast.
The English breakfast,
English breakfast.
a full English, yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
No, I'm kidding.
No, but it seems like both of them, right? Like same with Nick Fury. That's what kind of makes me think that I don't know, is this really the real Nick Fury? Like,
I think so.
They said two Nick.
you think this is?
Furies.
I don't know. I heard a theory on TikTok just before I got in here that seems really cool, interesting too.
Which is what?
This isn't real Nick Fury. Real Nick Fury died in Winter Soldier. Because he was saying in Captain Marvel, he's saying he doesn't like his sandwich cut diagonally, but in
Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron, he did cut it diagonally, and so and then he's like out of it completely right now. He's like falling apart. He's not true Nick Fury.
I understand why people would want that, but I think it's first thing, the MCU makes mistakes, right? So I think the diagonal thing could be a mistake. But also like the whole purpose of the show, the whole premise is that like the reason he's different is because of PTSD. It's depression. Sure. It's getting old. It's all these human things. And I think that if they revealed him to be a Skrull, it's just like, okay, all right.
Yeah, it makes it super cheap.
It'd be like, okay, so then PTSD doesn't exist, depression doesn't exist. I guess it's not real because it doesn't none of that is real.
And like Talos is a refugee living undercover in the shadows, can't be in his own skin while everything's happening. So like, every major event that's happened has like made America not America, but the world.
Sure.
Distrust them, you're saying? Or what?
It's just there's no like stability. Like as far as for him to grow and understand and learn how to be like trying to go to college with your, 2 full-time jobs, trying to manage whatever.
I mean, they were relying heavily on Nick Fury's word as well. That's the whole thing, right? They left them just kind of hanging. They put a lot of faith in him.
Yeah. They didn't have a lot of options though, but whatever. I mean, that's the whole thing.
Well, that makes it even worse then, right? Like Nick Fury should have seen that, and he's the one that dipped too. So like they obviously didn't have a lot of options, and he used that to his advantage as well.
They didn't have any non-violent options. They could have created violent options, but that wasn't going.
Isn't that what this show is saying? Like this is like they have no other choice at this point, I guess.
Yeah, but they were saying that what did Shirley, I believe that's her name, Shirley on the Skrull Council. What did she say? We didn't go to war, or no, we didn't lose our home because we were unwilling to go to war. We lost our home because we were too willing to go to war. Wasn't that what she said?
Something like that. Some of that effect. Yes.
Well, I mean, that's pretty Skrull-like in the comics, at least. The Skrulls in the comics are very villainous. They're pretty bad guy kind of thing. Right. So
they're like a cult. And like the funny thing is like cults can also look like this.
Well, the cult is a different thing. The cult was like an insurrection. If we're talking the Secret Invasion cult,
that had Mother loves you.
Yeah, Mother loves you.
What they kept saying.
Right. It was an insurrection cult. That was a coup.
Okay.
And that's why they needed to reinstate like an actual emperor or an actual leader. They used to just have like a royalty system in Skrull society.
Yeah, monarchy.
Yeah, but then
they had the queen,
this,
right?
Like, became this weird religious cult. I forget what they were called, but yes, the queen. What was her name? What's her name? It's
she was. I mean, Spider Woman.
She was Spider Woman. Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
But But I mean, the Skrulls were at war with the Kree for forever, right? That was even before the Secret Invasion was the Kree Skrull war.
Varanki.
So, I mean, not that the Kree were any better, right? Both these species were very
right.
Just a bunch of dicks.
I like
hated
the
each other.
MCU.
And the Badoon.
I like the
them all.
MCU. The MCU twist on the Skrulls. Do you guys?
The
Like
twist.
the Captain Marvel twist. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Did you like that twist?
I felt bad though because she went
Sure.
to town on them when her memories were all messed up.
Yeah.
And those guys were just like,
It's kind of like in the Suicide Squad
oh yeah,
where they creep up on the rebel camp.
uh-huh.
They start killing everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, no, they're the good guys.
I mean, it was fine.
Yeah. I mean, I like
guess-
the twist because it gives a little power dynamic because in the comics, the Skrulls are their own empire, the Kree are their own empire, the Shi'ar are their own empire, and those are the three big,
And the Brood.
the Brood are their own.
They're on the big council too.
Yeah, who else is on?
They were on that big
in the
council.
Guardians of the Galaxy comic?
Yeah, there was
Or
that. Yeah,
in
there's the Brood.
in X-Men Red.
I know it showed up several times. I probably read it in both.
Yeah.
But was it? Yeah. Star-Lord's dad is there, right? Jason.
That's
What
right.
about the symbiotes? Do they get representation?
No.
Or
Not on a
No.
galactic level. No.
No.
just no? Okay.
Because the Badoon aren't there either, are they?
So
The Badoon.
I
or
don't
the,
think
or the
so.
Chitauri. They're not.
it's
I
just
don't think
Jason
they
of
have.
Sparta.
I think the
like-
T'Chari are there. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think they were there. Yes. But anyways, yeah, it's much different in the comics than the MCU. Yes.
That's the thing. Yeah,
Yes.
it's very.
That's the
it's very
thing.
limited.
It's very
They
different. Yes.
humanize the weird looking, and then the humans in like the Guardians, it's like they're just weirdos. Like it's super odd. I
Yeah.
love that. Like Nathan Fillion wearing the
Yeah.
biscuit outfit or the croissant suit. Like, yeah, we got a guy like him.
I want to talk about. Vara / Scylla.
Sure.
Yep, Mr. and
um,
Mrs. Smith.
I'm doubling down on this, by the way. I don't know if you guys listened to the last episode, but Scylla is short for Priscilla.
Okay.
Scylla is the human name for Vara. Okay? Scylla, if spelled differently, is Scylla, which is Scylla and Charybdis, which are two Greek monsters. Now, Scylla could also be Scylla, but in English, supposedly, I was doing some research. It's pronounced Scylla, Scylla.
That's how I understood it.
So Scylla and Charybdis are two monsters. Scylla is a big female monster that is on the rocks, and Charybdis is it's a monster whirlpool. So a sailor has to choose one monster or the other. I think thematically this works with this show and Scylla. I think she's named that because of that. Am I right or am I wrong?
Who's the other
Oh.
monster then?
Rhodey, because
Is it between
he's
those two?
It's whoever takes all the showers, which is why we have the whirlpool to stay on theme.
Sure. Yeah. Staying on theme. I like that connection. Look,
Yeah.
look at
Well,
that.
I think it's
We
I think
learned,
it's
though.
it's Fury not knowing who to trust, right? Who does
Actually,
he go towards? You know?
Priscilla's backstory, she made sure that the person that she assumed the form of was buried at sea, which
Oh.
seemed very thematic with what you're saying in the
Yeah.
whole.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's a good connection.
nobody on TikTok has been talking about this. I think. I might
Well,
be
unfortunately, YouTube, other YouTubers have. So
on Scylla and Charybdis.
yeah,
Damn it, Paul!
sorry.
Why'd you
I'm
tell
sorry.
them?
Parallel thoughts. You didn't get it. You didn't cheat on someone else's test.
No, yeah.
You just came.
You
with
just came to the same conclusion. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's like the devil you know versus the devil you don't.
Well,
we get a
okay, Dimitri, I'm gonna push back a little bit as I normally do with you. Like
push.
when it comes to that stuff though, like that's cool. You can admit that maybe the MCU did that on purpose, but why didn't my thing that I talked about earlier that they did that on purpose?
Which thing?
like
Which thing?
with the cutting of the bread? Like, you don't think they
Well,
didn't
sorry,
mess
what was
that
it?
up?
What was the cutting?
Oh
of the
no,
word?
you're talking
Oh,
about the sliced sandwich.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
that's a
though,
different. That's false. That's false equivalence.
what? Oh, I mean, I
Like
suppose you can't
the
really find
the mistake must be a fan theory versus subtext. That's a two different things.
Or I mean,
The cut
I mean,
sandwich is a MCU error. I think it could be. It could not be. Maybe
it could not be.
Fury is a scroll, but it could just be an error. Like because MCU has many errors, but the
Yeah.
Of course.
Scylla being Scylla, the Greek monster Scylla, is just
It's
it's a
deliberate.
subtext. That's a subtextual
yeah.
Or the writer just thought that was a cool
thing.
name.
It could, yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
It's
I
just these
think you're
shows-
right though, Dimitri. Of course, I think you're right.
Yeah. These shows are really, really intricate, and it's like a constant like symbolism Easter egg hunt.
If
Like-
when they're done right, sometimes these shows are very straightforward, right?
Sure. But Beloved was also a horror movie starring Oprah Winfrey, Tandwi Newton, and Danny Glover.
Yeah.
And it's about
You mean based off the novel?
yeah, based off of the novel.
Yeah, Toni Morrison.
Mhm.
But is this Beloved the same Beloved?
No, it's
No,
not the same
no.
ghost.
No,
But what I've seen online is that like it's like when it's like colored actors, they're all like kind of running away from like a past, or like Fury's wife, they've been apart for so long, maybe that's not there anymore, and that's his beloved,
Right.
that memory of them, and that kind of ties into that whole theme.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just put it that way. I won't get too deep into it, but yeah, learning the story, because he didn't know who the person that Priscilla had taken the identity
Yeah.
from.
Mhm.
And I think what's really interesting is she promised her three things: bury her
Yeah.
at sea, still be the parents, or still
Be
the
a daughter to
child
the
of-
parents. Yeah.
daughter of the parents, and then don't hurt the person that she's talking about that she loves, which is Fury. And
Mm.
I was like, wow, the Skrulls in the comics would never do that.
No, never. Yeah.
Like, this is like, I love these MCU Skrulls because it just makes this layer of gray where,
Well, they're. I guess they're pushing the not pushing, but they're writing actual characters. Skrull in the comics are just mainly there to be this evil being.
I mean, now there's a little bit more gray. Even Clerk is doing the best he can,
sure, there's Hulkling, there was
Yeah.
Laser Fist, is that her name?
Elijah.
Elijah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hulkling isn't all Skrull though.
No, he's half.
He's half Skrull.
But he's both royalty of
Correct.
Kree and Skrull.
That's why he's the king of the Emperor of Space
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. There's also Pybok, but nobody ever brings up Pybok. But Pybok and I think Pybok and Frenzy are flirting in X-Men Red.
There's also last time I was reading Fantastic Four was taking care of a Skrull kid as well.
Yeah.
Who seems like good. Yeah.
Is there a
Ben
guy named Zan? Xan?
Zavin from
Zavin.
Runaways.
Yes.
But I think those are more outliers in the comics than actually like in the comics. The Skrull are bad guys. Like they're bad guys.
Yeah.
Like they just naming like 1, 2 to 3 Skrull examples doesn't make the Skrull less than what they are in the comics. They don't write them
I'm
as
tired,
very layered
Michael,
characters.
of your
They don't write them as very
anti-Skrull-
layered
your
characters.
anti-Skrull bias.
We
For
tell
comics,
you-
I'm agreeing with you that I
we
like them.
tell
In the,
you
I'm
there
agreeing
are
with Paul
good-
too.
we
I
are-
like the
we're
MCU
telling you there are
Skrulls.
good Skrulls,
I'm joking.
Michael. And
They
you're
could-
telling me that no, but all the Skrulls are bad. Those are just exceptions to the rule. They're all an evil race that deserves to be wiped out. That's what you said.
That's what I said. Okay, let's play that back. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that clip. By the way, that's gonna be a great clip online. I can't wait. No, I like what they're doing. The MCU Skrulls,
Yeah.
the MCU Skrulls. I do. I think
Yeah.
that's fun. I mean, in the comics, that you need that kind of big scale villain for, especially in the early days of Marvel Comics, right from the 60s, 70s, 80s, right?
Yeah.
You need that. Is very not simplistic style writing, but you needed that big kind of like galactic threat right? This like blanket character to just be like to fight against back when comics were very, I guess, good versus evil kind of thing.
Yeah.
Also, too, you have like a bunch of different writers, so and you have 22 pages, and you have to like collaborate. Like
Yeah.
that's why Stanley and made. I think that's why he said make the X-Men have no origin. It's just all mutation.
Yeah.
We don't have to have
It's
someone
just
fall
easier.
in a pit. Yeah. And so
Right.
that like streamlines it too. Like with Klingons, I know, the stereotypical Klingon. I can make them like loud and drunk and, so this just makes it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes it easy.
I want to talk about the scene with Vara and Nick Fury. They talk about her past. I just realized I think he was playing Tell Me Something I Don't Know.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
Right?
Oh, and he didn't wear the glasses, which he always wears the glasses when he's suspicious, when he's talking to someone that he thinks might be a Skrull.
Is he?
So,
Is that really a thing?
yeah.
Did he do that while talking to Rhodey too?
The first time. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
wearing the glasses.
but not this last, because he wasn't suspicious. He knew, right?
Yeah,
Is that
he
the
knew.
point? He knew at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he bugged the phone.
Yeah.
He was saying, "Tell me something I don't know." I think he knew that there's no way Fury would not know who Priscilla took her body from. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
But
Yeah.
maybe not the promise. Maybe not the whole story.
Maybe. But I think
Maybe-
I think he was testing, right?
Yeah, the old romantic in me just kind of feels like he just let that slide with her because he was in love with her.
The ring was off.
At that point, yes. But you're talking about, did he already know? I don't think he pushed it too hard with her. I think he was just like accepting at that point
No.
of her, which was his mistake. He said that mistake. He's like, I've made a mistake. I need to.
I was so certain he would shoot her. I thought.
I like that scene. I like that they didn't hit each other. I thought that was good. I liked that a lot.
They shot off of a little off of each other, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down trust exercise ? Were they?
Well, I liked.
Were they essentially saying, like in their own head, I'm going to shoot off from this person, trusting that they will shoot off from me? You know what I mean?
You think so? You think so? You think that they both thought they were going to walk away from this situation?
No, I think they both put their fate in the other person's hands.
Yeah.
That Nick
think
Fury
so.
was like, I'm not going to shoot her. I can't shoot her. And if she shoots me, she shoots me. But I don't think she will. And then she probably thought the same. She was like,
they were prepared to die though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did not want to shoot the other person.
Yeah, I agree with. Yes, I completely agree. Yep,
That's what I'm trying to say. But they didn't know for certain if the other person was going to shoot them.
Yep, I agree with that.
It's
I think yes, I think very similarly in the fact that I don't think either one of them thought individually of hurting the other. I think that's all they were thinking about. I don't know if they were thinking about their own preservation. I think they were just like, I just can't shoot them.
Yeah.
So I'm not. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. And the scene ends with, "Would you have loved me if I was still in my true self," or whatever?
Yeah, if I was my true self. And he's like, we'll never know. Because that's it.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
done
they
after that.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, are they breaking up?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah, that's done.
They got the scroll, whatever's left, after them.
They can't
After
get back
her.
together later?
They don't know.
Well, I mean, that was a pretty big betrayal on her part as well.
What'd she actually
She was in
betray?
contact with Rhodey, like that was like a thing. Like,
Yeah, but they're often separated, right? They can't have lives outside of each other.
But there was something genuine about her talking, confiding with Rhodey. Like, Nick's not the same. He's slower. Like, maybe she was feeding him a line of shit, but honestly, maybe there's a little truth in that. And that's what makes it so sellable, because that's the key to being a good actor.
And he was sad too when he was listening to it.
Yeah, it really.
no,
man.
I'm not doubting that their love for each other. I still think she was, at the until the moment of sitting down at that table, I feel like she was going to try to go through it. She brought the gun, right? And if she didn't have any inkling of doing it, she would have gotten rid of the gun beforehand. I think sitting down and talking to Nick is what, and same with Nick. Nick also brought a gun. like right? I think at the
Right.
moment before seeing each other, they were both gonna probably go through with it, but they talked to each other, and she told him truth, right? Or exactly, at least and he believed it, and so you know what? No, I'm gonna trust this. I'm gonna trust
Yeah.
this woman that I wanted to marry. But at
Well,
the same
did
time,
marry.
there is that betrayal. Like that, like you're kind of done after that. I think they both knew they were going to kill each other, and you can't really come back from wanting to kill your spouse. You have every intent on ending their life, and
When
so
it's even.
that's the only way. Oh, it says it cancels out, cancels
No, no,
out.
no,
We're
no,
fun.
no. I'm saying like sadly people are, stuck in like abusive relationships or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Oh,
that.
sure,
But
sure.
you're saying
Where
like in a
they
Mr. and Mrs. Smith sort of.
I was talking about this individual
Mm,
situation.
I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. That's how the scene played out for me, at least. Yeah, I don't see them getting back together, and I think both of them knew that.
That's sad. I didn't realize that until right now.
I think though it's like apropos of like what Fury meant to to the Avengers in that he was gathering. I'm gathering the team. I'm getting the
Well,
squad.
just like he
And now,
gathered the Skrull team.
right, he gathered the scroll team, and now it's like I don't have friends at MI6. I don't have friends with Rhodey. I don't have my wife. Like all
He
most
lost
of
his
the
number
Avengers.
two.
He lost
Yeah,
Talos now.
Colby's gone.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
that's what I meant. But yeah, and
Oh.
Talos as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, sorry.
He has multiple
Because I
number
was
twos.
thinking like that's Shield. I mean, you're right. They're probably equally. They've known each other. No, she probably knew Talos longer, but yeah.
I want to know how the Skrulls played a part in Shield as Shield was in their heyday.
Oh, to what extent?
Yeah. In
Well,
2012 with the Avengers, in the Battle of New York, in all that stuff, like the Skrulls had to have been an active unit, right?
well, yeah. Talos said that he was very argue. He's like, I got you all your secrets. You wouldn't have gotten anywhere without me. Like
Right.
anything that we found out that Nick Fury said, probably a lot, probably in the movies before anything
Sure.
before this movie is probably information he got from the Skrulls.
Yeah,
It
it's like spy magic.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they're the most magic you can be as a spy, right? Shape shifting in that respect.
It's a pretty good spy technique. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like in Star Wars where they say a lot of Boffins died to bring you this information or whatever. Like, yeah, the intelligence. They were definitely the intelligence, right?
Do you think the Skrulls knew about like Hydra? Because like that was the whole thing. That's how Shield got taken down, right?
Oh.
Secretly was Hydra, right? That was the whole thing of Winter Soldier. Do you think the Skrulls knew anything about Hydra
I think
This
Hydra.
just
I don't.
and
sounds
Think
did
so.
nothing?
retconning.
I don't think
So
so.
then Hydra was better than the Skrulls?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Because the reason the Skrulls had a moral code under Fury, they don't under Gravik. So they have kidnapped people and plugged them into machines, and they're just getting all their memories, right?
Yeah.
But I don't
Body
think they would have
snatching.
done that under Fury, not on a regular basis, not like you know what I mean,
Oh,
They're
well,
not
I
just-
wasn't saying that. I was asking if they knew about.
right? So then
Hydra.
I'm trying to wonder about the situation in which they would find out about Hydra. What I'm trying to say is their stuff, their methods now are different than their methods back then,
Oh yeah, yeah. They have a new general now. So
and they're more powerful because of it.
are you talking about the Super Skrull or just their organization?
The organization.
Yeah.
You know, they're taking out key members. Because I don't think Fury would have Skrulls assume other people's lives. That's few and far between. You know, the only reason Scylla got her thing is because she was dying from a secret problem, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that it was normal protocol for a Skrull to kidnap Saddam Hussein, assume his life, and then change things like around.
Well,
No,
that
probably
was
not.
there was dissension in the ranks though with Rhodey. I was like, wait, I thought Gravik said, and then he's like, well, no, you're talking to me.
Yeah.
Like I was like, wow, we got like a little, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Brogan, no, not Brogan, Seth Brogan, what's his name? Pagon said when in last episode when characters Xerxu and Beto were like gonna go on that like mission, they're like they asked for Gravik and he was like, "You're dealing with me, right?"
Mhm.
So it's kind of like that, right? I would assume
Maybe.
his
Yeah.
lieutenants are given their missions. and
They have some autonomy, like they have
Yeah.
some,
Well,
just
yeah.
get it done. I don't care
Because
how,
Gravik
just
can't
do it.
be everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, actually, he was in the Talos scene when all the others, like people at the restaurant, turned into him.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, technically he can be. Oh, that was the great power move. Like that's what the Rava Rhodey scroll does when he's like, I'm gonna drink this, and then he's like, I'm gonna tell everybody that there's a scroll close to the president, and he turns on the television and it shows Fury
Yeah.
shooting. Yeah.
Let's talk about that scene. Let's talk
Yeah.
about Fury going into that the hotel room, meeting Rhodey. Because last episode he met Rhodey, or was it 2 episodes ago? But the point being is that like Rhodey's been sus, and now we know why.
Mm-hmm.
Fury shows up in the hotel room. I can tell when Samuel L. Jackson is playing coy, right? Like he does he acts differently when Fury is like Fury in that scene.
Oh
was
yeah, it's
acting
hilarious.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, but
That's a tasty cheeseburger. Like that's his tone.
Yeah.
right. It's classic, like Samuel L. Jackson's like thing of like, is when the shoe's gonna drop, right? Like, it's just this like cocky kind of arrogance. I don't know. It's weird.
It was like baiting, but like
yeah,
I don't know, just everything he said was just large motions.
But he was really testing. I don't know if like there was a subtext that if you guys read it the same way, but like he was definitely testing with the subtext of you're not black, you're green, but I'm going to be brothers with you, right? Like kind of how he acted at the table. I think it was a callback to the table scene where Rhodey and him are essentially talking about both being black, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in this, I think it was Fury being like, "You're green. I know you're green."
It was just a power move on Fury's part.
Well, Fury was like brothering up to Rhodey in that scene.
How about you? How
but
about this?
There was that subtext.
It was like finding out Rachel Dolezal wasn't actually black,
Right?
And then you found out, and you're like, girl, yeah,
how's your mother? You know?
Yeah.
Well, can I ask that? Okay, if you're explaining the subtext of it, I mean that makes sense. But like, what was the point of the scene though? Like in the overt sense, I guess.
Oh, in the overt sense, he needed to track Rhodey.
Nanites.
It's the
Oh, that's right. That's
It's
right. I
the
forgot about that.
liquid
Yeah,
track.
because right before they started driving away. Right?
It was dumb for Rhodey to drink that though. I don't know why he would do that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Well, because he saw Fury drink it, right, and pour it like a second glass.
Yeah, but then he was like, maybe I should pour myself a fresh glass. He's like, yeah, that's fine. I mean, you know.
I think it's just him being able to flex, because I think Fury knew he was going to flex with the Russian CCTV footage.
Yeah.
And
he thinks he's untouchable, right? Because he has the footage and he says, I have multiple copies.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's just such swinging dick energy. That's so funny to see. Like, Don Cheadle play that character different, because I don't think he was like that in any Iron Man movie or Avengers.
How long do you think Rhodey's been a Skrull for?
That's the question.
Winter Soldier? Falcon Winter Soldier?
I think it'd be great if his back, like we find the real Rhodey and he can't walk as well.
No.
I know that's sad, but that would make like more sense, because I don't think Stark Tech is Miracle.
So he was switched during like his surgery.
I mean, he can't run around. I'm saying, like, I don't know. He has a cane,
but I don't know. All I know is if Rhodey gets Armor Wars after this or Ironheart, maybe the plot is that he's been gone for so long, and he feels like somebody else has been living his life. Maybe we see a repercussion of what it's like to have your life taken from a Skrull by a Skrull.
Sure.
You know?
What is the point of this show? Like I've been enjoying it.
Yeah.
But what do you think the end game of this show is? What are we trying to get with this show? Where are we going with this?
Set
That's what
up
I've been
Miss
trying to
Marvel-
figure out.
Set up
with
the
it.
Marvels.
But the
This show
Marvels
sets
feel-
up the Marvels?
I think the Marvels have a Kree. It's the Kree Empire stuff. I personally think I would love for this to be the case. I personally think that Marvel is trying to slow burn and create a galaxy build. We're talking world building. They're trying to build a galaxy. I think that the Marvels is going to bring in other empires. I think that the Skrulls are a big part of that. I think that there are cosmic stories to tell with the MCU, and I think that Marvel is building up that corner again, especially after Guardians of the Galaxy ended. You know?
Sure.
They need something new in space. I was talking to somebody, and I said, when would you see Adam Warlock again?
We need something new in space with a show that takes place solely on Earth.
I think they're getting run out of here.
You think so? You think they're going to chase something's going to chase the Skrulls
Something's
off?
going to happen. They're going to fracture. They're going to go to different parts, and some are going to leave Earth.
They seem pretty unified right now. Like, the only one that was really fighting them too much was Talos, and he's now gone.
So Gaia, I think, after the death of her father, I think she's going to take on more of that peace sort of angle. And
She doesn't believe in peace either. I don't see her siding with what's his face.
She might compromise somewhere, not about peace the way.
Yeah,
Talos
I don't think
wanted.
she'll be
not the way
peaceful,
Talos wanted,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think she's going to learn something from Talos's death.
Yeah,
And-
that's also why I think Talos is dead, because they had that moment between them, right? So
Yeah, but I think Gaia and Gravik are going to split the Skrulls in half.
because I mean, almost the entire council, except for that one council member, side with him, right? So at least a majority of Skrulls are over with him at this point. It's a very probably small portion of
They
Skrulls that
didn't
are
want
not.
to. They didn't want to join with him. The the Skrull Council didn't want to join Gravik.
I know, but they are though. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
They are with
no.
him currently.
I think
A majority of Skrulls would probably be are on siding with him, whether they really truly want to or not. But they are.
Yeah, I think
They don't have a choice. They're like,
Skrull
I'm not saying, I'm not faulting them. Like, they don't have choice at the moment.
Yeah, I think key Skrull players are Pagon, because Pagon hasn't done much. I'm trying to figure out, like, he's Gravik's right hand. What's going to happen there? And then Beto. I think Beto is a bait-o switch.
Oh, how long have you been sitting on that one? That was beautiful.
I just came up with it. Does it work?
Oh, that
Beto
was good.
O'Rourke. He just
Did
thought of it.
Did it work?
It did. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna be saying that for weeks now. This is gonna be
That's
great.
gonna be a bumper sticker, not on my car. I'm gonna prank somebody.
I think Beto is Soren.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Why are
That'd
we
be fun.
focusing on Beto so much? It's weird. What do we care about the new Skrull recruit and then never go back to, like, he's popped up here and there, but, like, I think Beto is Soren.
Just from the fact that we keep going back to him.
I think Beto is somebody.
Okay.
There's something going on with Beto. That's
So-
all I know for sure.
What kind of clues do you think we're getting, though?
I just think that Soren, we have yet to see the death, know the death. We haven't even heard Gravik say that Gravik killed Soren, right? I don't think so. Talos said that Gravik killed Soren. Gravik has not mentioned it once.
Would there be an opportunity for him to say
No,
that? Like,
but
that'd be
I'm
kind of
just saying we
menacing
don't-
just out of nowhere,
I'm
being
just
like,
saying we
killed him.
only have Talos's word
Yeah.
to Gaia, because Gaia wasn't there either. Fury wasn't there either. Nobody has mentioned Soren's death other than Talos.
Maybe it was Talos.
Yeah, I don't know. But the point being is that where's Soren? It's weird.
But see, that's the point of the show, right? It could be anything.
Yeah.
It could be anyone. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Right. The whole show is misleading.
Yeah.
Was
They were
it
really
Agatha
Kree the whole
again?
time.
Damn it.
Something I noticed is that when Rhodey is drunk and he picks up the president, and the president's like, "What you smell, man?" Like,
Yeah.
Do you pregame?
Rhodey reaches for the door after, like, get me a mint, whatever. He reaches for the door and then brings his hand back, and then he says, "Get the door."
I noticed that too.
He's super corrupt. And that
But-
poor guy's arm is broken.
And is
Fury.
broken. Yeah, I saw that
The
too.
sling. And I love the reveal. The shot they did was they show the motorcade, and then there's a bunch of people's heads by Rhodey, and then he turns, and that's where you see the sling, his arm in his sling. Like, oh shit!
Oh.
Yeah, he messed him up.
Wait, what happened there? Why did the guy have a sling?
Fury,
Oh,
remember,
Fury.
took
Yeah,
his
that's
gun
right.
and broke his wrist. He's like, even when I'm out, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Fury's going to continue down this like spiral, or do you think he'll come back with some sort of redemption at the end of this? Do you think there's a good out for him in this series, or do you think he's out at this series?
Wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny if the MCU played it like the comics, where Nick Fury has a white son and he looks,
Oh my
he looks
God,
like,
no.
he looks like
No.
the old Nick Fury.
Hell yeah.
No, that would be so weird.
And he has gray on the
Oh.
temples, but he's like
Oh
young.
my God.
Well, this sucks because we already used David Hasselhoff
We have to get
Technically,
Zach.
yes.
We got to get Zach Efron
Oh
as
my
Nick
God.
Fury.
Junior.
Junior?
Nick Fury
Yeah,
Jr.
Nick Fury Jr. Yeah. They did that in 616 MCU.
With the other way around. That's
Oh my God. No, don't put that in the universe,
Uh,
Dimitri. Don't do that.
I'll be
That's
honest.
us.
What I don't want is
Oh
another
my God.
son or daughter thing, because we've
Yeah.
been dealing
Yeah.
with it too much. I brought it up on the Star Trek episode. Picard has a son, and everybody has a son, and everybody has a daughter, and it's just like, oh, come on. We don't need to keep doing this for all these characters that
This
have been
is-
getting older and older. Is just give them
Yeah.
I mean, Thor has a daughter now. Who else? There's a bunch of Marvel people. that
At least
have
Thor's
kids now.
daughter is like adopted Resurrection.
Yeah. You know, the classics.
Space God? Yeah.
You know?
Space
Well,
God.
it's just the whole point of Picard in Generations was that he was so like his life passed him because he chose his career.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like having these dreams about him being surrounded by children, and he just can't have it.
You're talking about the
And
movie
there's like,
Generations?
yeah,
Oh,
like yeah, and that's
everybody
it's kind of
hated
like
that, right?
no, but that plot point isn't.
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
The whole thing, like, yeah, he gave his life because the whole thing is Kirk is like a rebel, but Picard played it too safe,
Yeah.
too career like,
Yeah.
and it cost
Mm.
him, and all his family died. And there's no Picards left.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Well, now
there's
there
no
is.
legacy.
But the point being is, whenever we bring these
Well,
characters
now there
back,
is.
now we just give them a child, and you know,
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think this is the end of Nick Fury, but I don't think they'll go
I don't
that
think
route.
he's gonna get a child. No.
No, I
But the
don't think he's
question
gonna
is
get a child.
Nick Fury gonna die? No, he can't die. He's in the Marvels. That's
Is he?
where he goes after
Flashbacks.
this. Yeah, he's literally in the Marvels. We know he's safe. I just realized that. Again,
He's in the trailer?
re-realized it. Yeah.
Did I miss that?
Yeah,
I must have missed
he's
it, yeah.
Agent Rambo. And then like she's like over there. It's like bzz, and then it turns to Kamala.
Oh,
Maybe-
Well, do you think is this
Is this the scroll
LMD?
thing?
Do you think it's an LMD?
I don't think it's
We've never-
LMD.
We've
They
never
have
actually seen an
interest
LMD,
one. Yeah.
right?
in the MCU proper.
Yeah,
In
they've-
Agents
they've
of S.H.I.E.L.D.
mentioned
we
it.
have. In Agents
Yeah.
of S.H.I.E.L.D. we have.
Yeah.
What
Grant
if
Coulson's in
LMDs
MCU,
aren't
or
life
maybe-
model decoys? They're live model decoys. What if they're scrolls?
Oh, they're turning from a synthezoid android kind of thing to
A
an
scroll
actual
double.
scroll.
It's a scroll double.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know.
Mm,
Well, that would make Nick Fury a scroll, which is exactly what I said at the beginning of this episode. Right?
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That
more
would
sandwiches.
thank you for proving my point, Dimitri. I appreciate that. Bringing it full circle.
I
Gosh, it's gonna end like Inception. Like the totem is the sandwich, and it just holds onto the sandwich in like a very dull knife cutting, and then it just cuts. Like it fades to black, like the
Right.
Sopranos
Oh, God.
Nelly, where you don't know if he's gonna go edge or straight.
That's so funny.
Or
No,
diagonal.
it just ends with Agents of Shield agents coming in and be like, "God, we need you, Fury."
well, that's what people are. You know, some people say they want Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to come in. I think people were expecting more of a Shield show from this, but Shield
You
doesn't.
know,
I
do
hope
this.
if he does survive, I hope he starts Secret Warriors. I think that'd be fun. He has his own underground team.
That would be cool.
Yeah, he has his own underground team. I think
I
that'd be
thought
fun.
he was gonna make Agents of Saber.
I mean,
he's
it
running
would be cool for essentially, especially because like Contessa Valentina is creating the Thunderbolts. It would be nice to see Nick Fury create his own underground, team.
Yeah, I mean, in the comics, White Nick Fury, that was his. I think they were married
Yeah,
in the comics.
maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's having her own Thunderbolts team in the
Yeah.
comics coming up soon
Yeah. So
with Shang-Chi for some reason.
I mean, I like the Shang-Chi edition in the comics, but the comic lineup now for Thunderbolts is so like the movie. It's literally
It's the movie team.
It's the movie.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you think, with it mimicking the movie so much, I was talking to other people, do you think that's where we're next going to see Shang-Chi?
I would like that. I would like that very much.
But that doesn't make sense to me. Like, in the comic context of the comics, Shang-Chi, yes. He's very experienced. He knows what he's doing in the comics. That makes sense. MCU Shang-Chi? That doesn't make sense to me. Why would he show up with all these spies?
You can easily write that in. That's an easy.
That's why you write for Marvel, I guess, sir.
I would love to. I would love to. But that is something you can write. That team exists. They do a mission where Shang-Chi gets involved.
I mean, because I guess he was trained as an assassin, right? He just has never killed anybody, right? His first mission, he decided not to.
I mean, my theory was that he killed Awkwafina's grandpa.
You think so?
That's always been my theory about Shang-Chi.
Oh, well,
because it
until we know for sure.
It doesn't say why he died. It doesn't say that he did or did not kill the person.
Well, right? I thought he said he didn't come back because he couldn't go through with it.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
but
so he's a trained assassin, just never confirmed kill.
I think he killed her grandpa.
Okay, then we have
I
one.
think that was a lie to her, right?
Sure. Okay.
Because she mentioned her grandpa's death, and that was it, and didn't really go into it.
Yeah, but you think he would be her best friend then? What a weird thing to do.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, he's not the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, he's.
Well, yeah,
Winter Soldier such a weird thing, that. Especially how close he is with her and her family.
Winter Soldier did that in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Well, that's Winter Soldier.
But he was under the Red Room programming. But no, I think it's more like he failed to save him, or he was the cause of his death because of collateral damage.
Yeah,
that's not actually taking his life.
Point is,
but he feels extremely responsible. So
point is, I would love to see Shang-Chi again.
Yes, so do I. Don't get me wrong. As do I.
Some of these characters need to be able to live outside their own movie series, right? Like, let's do that. Maybe we don't need Eternals 2, but we see these characters continue in other things. Okay. All right.
I want a Taskmaster and then swap it, have a good team, but Taskmaster's the teacher, and then have Shang-Chi and they just do a Cobra Kai ripoff. Like a tournament.
Yeah.
Some of them date, but then they start switching.
What if Shang-Chi
I get behind that.
What if Shang-Chi gets brought in to teach the Thunderbolts? Some new stuff. Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah, I mean, sure, I guess. So you can't do that.
Or they steal his rings.
Yes. Because, I mean, in the comics, he doesn't have the rings. Which is weird.
Right.
I mean, he does have the rings, but in the new Thunderbolts issue cover, he does not have the rings.
Yeah.
But he did for his own last 2 series, so I don't know.
Yeah. So, there's a lot. But, this ends
by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say the UN shows up because there were British accents.
Oh.
I assume that's who was the cavalry for,
Is it the UN?
Yeah.
Or, no, that's, I thought it was, Fallsworth's crew.
Oh.
Is that MI6? Okay. Was that not
MI6? They're in London. They're in Britain, aren't they? They're in the UK, aren't they?
No, well, they're meeting with the Russians.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Oh, they have to find neutral ground.
They have to find neutral ground.
Yeah. Are they in London? Okay.
Well, because I mean, there was a whole council, right? That Rhodey was talking to an episode 2 ago, right? Of different countries. The UK was part of that.
It goes back to the British breakfast every time. You just have to always remember.
You always got to have a full British breakfast before. You really do. It starts the day right,
Oh, I do have to say, shout
out. Those baked beans is phenomenal.
Shout out to the prosthetics that Talos was wearing.
That wasn't. I did like that scene. I did like that when he got shot and he was still trying to hammer the window in. He was trying to I really did like that. Like I said, I just don't know where this is going, and maybe that's the point, right?
So let's talk about
questioning everything.
This ends with, I'm assuming, Talos dead.
Yes.
Gaia has some powers. How many powers she has, I don't know. but so far we only think that 2 of them have powers, Gravik and Gaia, right? Who are these goddamn Daltons? We know nothing about these scientists. Who are they? Are they Skrulls or are they humans?
They're humans.
You think they're humans? I assumed they were Skrulls. Are they humans, you think?
They would
I
let
guess they were
humans in?
working on this project before
But
the
There's
They-
no
Skrulls
way they would be
infiltrated
humans.
them.
They would just, if they had the project ideas, they would just take the ideas and then work on them as Skrulls.
yeah, but they were in Chernobyl. Humans couldn't live there.
Oh yeah, true.
The reason they're in
Oh, that's
Chernobyl,
what- they said that too.
Yeah,
They
it's
emit,
'cause
radiation.
Skrulls can live in the radiation.
It's like
So they're definitely
Vampire
Skrulls.
Nation.
Yeah.
Vampire Nation can't. Live
And
in
who would know
Chernobyl.
more about Skrull physiology than a Skrull?
Right.
So
Well,
So they-
to be fair, I've met a lot of guys that don't know their way around some human physiology.
totally fair. That's a
mean-
very solid point, sir. I retract my
And
statement. You're right.
you might say some politicians might not understand the
Um,
riddles of the human body.
We got 2 episodes left.
Yes, we do.
We got 2 episodes left. What do we think is going to happen? What are our theories as we close up this episode? What are our theories?
I think I was going to say that what I did before. I think Nick Fury is either not actually Nick Fury or he's going to die. I don't think this series sees Nick Fury. He's already, in my opinion, he's already been dead, or he ends up dying in the final episode. I don't think we see Nick Fury after this too much.
He's in the Marvels.
We don't know what in context that means, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
because Maria Hill was in this episode credited.
I did see that too. She wasn't in this episode though, was she?
She was
did I
in the
miss her?
flashback footage. In that,
Okay, was she in flashback?
Not in the
Getting
flashback,
shot.
but she was getting shot.
The
But that was a
surveillance
different
video.
angle. So, per whatever.
Yeah, I saw the credit and it
it's new
confused me. I just
footage.
missed her. Okay.
Yeah.
There was talking about the
I'm
surveillance camera.
Yeah, the surveillance camera. I'm
Okay.
sure per SAG guidelines, that is new footage. It's not a repeat footage, right? It's not the same shot. It's not so
Different
Sure.
angle,
yeah,
and it's been manipulated.
right. So thus, it's a new.
Had to credit her.
Yeah, I would assume.
We
so.
have to
Yep.
pay her.
Got
and
it.
again,
I thought I
release
thought I
rules.
totally missed her when I saw that end scene credit. Thank you for bringing that
Yeah.
up.
Mhm.
Was
I forgot
shocked
about
for a
that,
second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What- yeah,
yeah,
what-
okay,
what about you guys?
Sure. Maybe the Marvels takes place before this.
Yeah.
Sure,
You mean
maybe.
Fury's part takes before this?
Yeah, Fury's part.
Because we have, Kamala. She can't possibly. She's too young.
What?
Like how much earlier could this happen? And then
Right
be
before.
tidy
Maybe the Marvels
right
ends
before?
and then Secret Invasion starts.
I guess
That'd
if
be
it's like a Star
that'd be
Wars-
horribly convoluted. What's the point?
Yeah, why cram it in? the
In that
beginning?
case, then Fury is alive in the Marvels.
Well, there has to be some time in between because Monica Rambeau seems to have much more control of her powers than she ever did before.
Yeah.
So there has to be some training. So there has to be some time going by, right?
But what I'm
So
saying
there's
is
time
between
to-
Secret Invasion and between the Marvels,
Mhm.
which one comes first? I would say Secret Invasion. And if that's the case, then Fury is alive on Saber, as we see in the Marvels trailer.
I guess we'll see.
What are we?
I
doing
believe
with-
it's a flashback. I definitely could be
Okay.
wrong though.
Okay.
What are we doing with MI6 though? Sorry.
Yeah, they might be
Are we
building
get-
Excalibur or
That'd be cool.
Or
Mutants, though.
Euro, like a European team. Basically, I think a lot of these shows or Marvel Phase 5 is about like everybody kind of scrambling for teams. With the absence of
Scrambling
Avengers,
for
with the
teams?
absence of Shield, we got the Thunderbolts. We have the 10 Rings coming back. Okay?
Mhm.
We have
Power Man.
like whatever. We got Saber, we got Sword, we got, you know what I mean? Like these are organizations.
Well, I mean,
but,
Bringing
like,
Daredevil in, you have the Hand, hopefully, right?
right, but what I mean is like government organizations trying to scramble to fill the void that is.
The Ten Rings is not a government organization.
No, I know you're right, but what I'm trying to say is fill the void of the Avengers being gone.
So all bad guy teams.
In a post game
Right?
Endgame world.
I guess
Yeah,
not
Yeah,
bad guy
Lady
teams, but like
Bosses.
Thunderbolts isn't exactly the
Right.
the overt good guys, right? They're
Right.
Oh,
But Saber,
Good by any
Saber
measure, right?
Is roughly good, right? That we
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So that's what
But
I think.
But it's run by Skrulls, right? That's majority of who is on that ship.
it's run by Fury, but it's manned by Skrulls. Yeah, but those are Skrulls that we would assume are
These shifty Skrulls.
those. I mean, we assume they're loyal to Fury, right?
We
They could
hope.
probably never have. But I mean, if I forget his name, the new general of the Skrulls, if he ends up at the end of this series getting like caught and exposed, and maybe the Skrulls get exposed, like they could never come back, probably.
But they can't. They shapeshift. That's the thing about the Skrulls, right? Like
Well, that's why they bring in Mr. Fantastic to have us, that he builds something.
You
He
think there'll be
builds
a
something.
Mr. Fantastic cameo?
They need to start doing something.
They need to start doing something with the Fantastic
They
Four.
need to start doing something. Do something.
No,
Do
it's going to be
something.
Triathlon shows up with those crazy goggles.
Which you see, it doesn't make sense why they haven't done anything with the Fantastic Four, especially with this series. Because I mean, where did the Skrulls first show up?
Yeah, but they're not doing that. Like they're not.
Fantastic Four.
I know.
Like
in
they're
the
a Fantastic
comics,
Four
yeah.
villain. Like
Yeah.
the Super Skrulls. Why would they not mention anything for the Fantastic Four in here? I mean, I guess that's
I
just a comic
think
fan of me. Then I guess
We've talked
whatever.
about this.
I
though, with
think
the
this show is
rights.
just a prequel for the Skrulls to come.
Do you think they're going to be a bad guy, or
Personally,
they're going to face off against the
I think
Kree?
I think that this show is purposely taking place on Earth, so it limits the scope of what the Skrulls can do. I think that after this, some Skrulls, they will be defeated. Gravik will be killed. I think that, for example, Pagon will take an insurrectionist crew out to outer space. They'll find their way off planet and link back up with. I
The
wrote
camp?
it down. I wrote it down. There
Where
is
the
a
rest of the
name.
Skrull are being held?
Emperor Drogue. Emperor Drogue's
Oh.
colony. Boom.
Yeah.
From
Yeah, where the
that
rest
they
of the
mentioned.
Skrull are. Yeah,
Yeah.
the regular rest of the Skrulls are.
I think they're gonna, and then they're gonna rebuild the Skrull Empire, and I would love for the first Fantastic Four movie to deal with the Skrulls.
Just the Skrull.
You can
Kree as
introduce
well?
some other characters, but I want
The Kree versus Skrull.
I want Clerked. I want a fucking Super Skrull movie. Like I want Clerk to be the big
Look,
bad.
I want powered Super Skrulls that we recognize, not these like substitutes too.
No, yeah,
but
I
exactly.
know.
We need
But
the
the thing
actual
is-
Super Skrull.
The
Maybe
Fantastic
need
Four
what you
powered
got in
Super
the behind
Skrulls.
you.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
bring in Paibok. I like Paibok.
Sure.
Or just bring in your freaking Cyclops, Wolverine,
Yeah, not
RoboCop,
these guys
or
in the
your-
background. We don't need that.
Yeah, no, not those
know?
ones yet.
But let's take the
No.
Fantastic Four to outer space. We haven't seen that before. Like that is what they should be doing.
Sure. No, I can get behind that
Tell new
completely. Yeah.
stories with the Fantastic Four.
Uh,
Bring 'em out of
save
space.
Doctor Doom for something else because they've messed him up twice now.
Doom
I
would be
completely
cool.
agree.
Doom would be cool in a Thunderbolts. Like if they invade Latveria. I'm just saying.
I think Doom needs to be I think Doom needs to be the big bad coming
Can-
up. Like, I
can
mean,
you
obviously
imagine-
besides Kang, right? But like,
yeah.
I need Doom to be a lot bigger than I think they're planning on using him as, which disappoints me a little bit.
Yeah, I like.
He's my
Doom.
favorite villain of any comic book, so I think he.
We have a
Just from
lot
a
of movies
bias
and
standpoint.
TV shows to come though. Between now and
What-
Secret
didn't-
Wars.
Didn't they say that they're shortening stuff? They're not putting out as much though.
I think
So when
they're
we say
del-
a lot, I don't think they're doing as much
I
as
think they're
they
gonna
were
delay
planning
some
on.
stuff though. I think they're gonna because they're delaying it because of the writer's strike and whatever.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I was reading somewhere that when Iger took back over, that they're not doing as much. They're focusing on other they're not doing
Yeah.
as many projects
I
as they're
mean,
going to be.
you would you would think that, right? And I get that, but they're also doing the fucking Agatha show. Like
Yeah.
out of all the shows that didn't need to exist, they could have canceled that one.
I completely agree with you there. Yes, I
What
completely
is-
agree.
And I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I'm just saying what's the point of that? I think that if they were going to cancel, they would have canceled that.
That's fair. Okay.
They're
Yeah,
not.
I completely agree with that. I
Right?
completely agree with that.
So
yeah.
then it's like,
yeah.
okay, so then what are they canceling? I think they're moving things back. I don't think they're canceling.
Well, I think they might just get rid of some untitled titled
Oh,
movies or
yeah.
shows. Yeah.
Yeah, the things.
Nothing
didn't
they hadn't
promise.
announced. They just announced a time slate. They might just get rid of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, who knows? But Emperor Drogue's
Especially because
colony,
everything's been bombing lately. Disney has the biggest, with their Pixar movies and everything else going
Yeah,
on. Like
Elemental did
they
that-
haven't
I
been
mean,
making money, so they
I have
haven't
a
been making
theory,
money
I
at
have
all.
a theory about that. I don't think it extends to Marvel though. The
You don't think
Pixar
so?
movies. been taking a drop in theater attendance, in my opinion, because parents don't want to pay tickets for their kids to go out and then take a whole family to the theaters for a Pixar movie that will just be released in a month's time on Disney Plus.
Didn't Ant-Man not make money either, though?
I think Ant-Man did fine. Ant-Man was Ant-Man. Ant-Man, it was
because I think what was I reading? It needs to make at least like triple its budget to make a profit for them.
I mean, yeah. Could it
So
just?
I think it lost money. I think Ant-Man lost money.
It did.
Yeah, I think so. That's 2 Disney movies, like this year, and also Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones didn't do well for them.
Indiana Jones is a whole different thing.
But it's the parent company. I get it that it's Marvel, but Disney owns it. Disney's putting the money forward. But so if Disney itself isn't doing good, it's not going to give money to anywhere else.
I think Disney knows this, that not all Disney properties are built the same. They're not. And Disney would know this. Why would they treat everything the same? Truth be told, all their Pixar movies are not doing well in theaters because you can just pick it up on streaming, and there's no hurry for spoilers for a thing. Now, if you look at the Disney Pixar animated stuff as themselves, those have been underperforming.
At the end of the day, man, like they're still a business.
Right.
So if they start losing money, they're going to cut things no matter what. I get it that things are built differently. I completely understand that,
but they are treating the properties different. They're going to cut money, yes, but they're trying to figure out where to invest. But it'd be dumb for them to be like, Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania didn't do well. 5 other Pixar movies aren't doing well. Let's cut everybody's budget. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
Indiana Jones. I think it's more of a they got to reinvest. Like, what is going to make them the money? That's the question.
Yeah.
I think it's Marvel. Like Marvel's definitely their
movie.
Like
Star Wars
definitely their
well?
most profitable. Star Wars movies, maybe. Star Wars TV shows, yeah. But depends.
But yeah, again, that's their going off their streaming service then at that point. So they need to push their streaming service
is hurting certain properties. Not every property, but it's hurting certain properties.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's going to make money in movie theaters is what, to your point, the big budget action, big superhero movies, right?
Yeah.
But no superhero movie besides Spider-Man this year has made money.
What are the super movies?
Flash, Ant-Man.
Okay, let's not DC.
You have to mention DC though.
I said superhero movies. That's a superhero movie.
But DC's not comparable to. It's not comparable to the MCU.
To us nerds.
No.
Why isn't it comparable to the MCU? It's a genre. It's a superhero genre movie. Big budget superhero movie.
Yeah.
Are we saying to the laymen who don't know the difference between DC and Marvel?
No, I'm saying from the purely pocketbook, the big companies, the money.
Yeah.
Where it truly matters for them. It doesn't matter about the fandoms to them. It's whatever's going to make them the most money, and they're not making money right now. Right. They're losing money. That's big for them.
I think the Flash is not an isolated case. I don't think the Flash is an isolated case, but I do think it is a DC problem that DC has that Marvel doesn't have.
I don't think you're wrong at all.
Black Adam, Flash, and hopefully not Blue Beetle. I want Blue Beetle to succeed. But Black Adam and Flash are just sloppy made movies. Like, even a bad Marvel movie, a bad MCU movie, is on par with a good DC movie.
I'm not fighting on the quality of the movies. People aren't seeing them and spending the money. That's what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter the quality of the movie being made. If no one's seeing them, it doesn't matter how good the movie is for the studio.
What are the highest grossing movies of 2023?
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, easy.
For sure. But that's Sony. That's not Disney.
Right. But you're saying superhero movies, so now like that would then be considered.
Barbie and Oppenheimer did not make
There's Mission Impossible came out. That's supposed to make a lot, but that's not Disney either.
Yeah, and that's not yet, so we can't really.
I thought it did come. I thought it came out. Did it not come out yet?
No, comes out tomorrow.
Next week, right?
Is it tomorrow?
Yeah. High worldwide gross. You're okay. So sorry, you're discounting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, dude.
Oh yeah, how much did that make?
A buku amount.
A buku amount.
A buku amount. Number 1 is Super Mario Brothers movie worldwide gross. Second is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 for this year. So we can't discount. I mean, this year alone. I mean, are we talking about like what genres or just overall compared to past years?
How much did it make? How much did Guardians make?
bounce.
How much did Guardians make?
841 million so far as of this entry.
Oh, then that was a success. Yeah, they had a budget of 250 million. So yeah, that was a success. Sure.
Yeah, Fast X is number 3. Full River
Shake your
Red.
head, Paul.
Full River
No, that's
Red,
a
which
thing.
was not a American movie, that made 673 million. Then Spider-Verse at 645 million. Then Wandering Earth 2, again, I think a foreign movie. Yeah, that made 604. Then Little Mermaid, then Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is the 8th largest. It's maybe just that they're spending too much on making these movies as opposed to how much they're grossing. But Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania,
that's always been a thing.
476
They've spent
million.
big budget money. Studios have spent big budgets on, even back in when film was still coming out, back in like the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Like they were spending a shit ton of money on this stuff before.
476 million worldwide for Ant-Man.
For Ant-Man.
I mean, maybe we were counting domestic gross. You know what I mean? Like I don't know whether it's a failure.
I guess so. But I don't think they're bringing in as much money as they used to. So
No, but we're also that's theaters in general.
Well, it's also the merch.
I don't
right?
think it's superhero fatigue is what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's superhero fatigue.
I didn't say superhero fatigue at all.
I don't think it's MCU fatigue. I
didn't
think
say superhero fatigue.
It's movie fatigue. It's in the last month there have been 2 movies every single weekend that need to be seen, and it's tough.
It is.
Then,
I mean, yes. Movie theaters are more expensive. Movie theaters are more expensive. Concessions are more expensive than they've ever been before. It is very expensive to go to the movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that.
And I think Pixar specifically, being child focused, isn't getting. They don't benefit from the streaming service as much as some of the other movies do. They are hurt by the streaming service.
Oh yes, I completely agree with
movies. More so than Marvel movies are hurt by the streaming service. You know.
What's your
name?
Did we go over what our final thoughts were? That was it, right?
I did. I don't think I heard Paul yet.
Okay. I'll probably edit out that tangent.
No, Nicole Kidman needs to not pull a Ruth
All right, you guys,
Ginsburg, and she needs to like
giving
step
me
down.
So much more editing
to edit.
All right.
Oh well.
Paul, you got any thoughts? Final thoughts?
I'm always bracing because like almost every Disney Plus show has had the
bad final episode. Oh,
the bad second to final episode.
No, Falcon and Winter Soldier had a bad final episode.
Well, it's the resolution that's always the clunky.
Yeah, it's the Act 3 thing. Yeah,
like either
or
there's
not
like,
Act 3, final act.
Final act, but like people are like, I don't know. It just sucks. Whatever happens sucks. And with this, I just feel like this. What's the point of this show? Not like the plot, but like what's the point? I think it's just Nick Fury's out. Like, will he do more stuff? Maybe, but Samuel Jackson is gonna just keep doing this for like a million years. Like,
right.
He's gonna do every single major comic book era thing. No, he's got to have a white son. Like you're right. That's the only
we're gonna bring
possible.
We're gonna bring in Silver Age Nick Fury.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Golden Age Nick Fury? No, that's Howling Commandos Nick Fury.
It was the same thing. Yeah, they're both
like
in 60s,
Silver Age
so.
Agents of Shield kind of Nick Fury. Anyway, the point being is
Mac is going to show up with a wig. Like none of them are going to look right. Like it's going to be
because they're alternate universe versions of the characters that we saw in Agents of Shield.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just imagine
Mac.
I just imagine Mac with Jerry curls. For some reason,
he's just spraying it. It's really wet.
Wow.
Because like that's the thing. It's like if Agents of Shield had the biggest following, sure, but they just have a very strong following.
Yeah.
They don't have like a rabid fan.
No, they have a rabid fandom, but they don't have a huge one.
That's yeah.
So
when it comes to like Easter eggs and guest appearances, like where Daredevil shows up in Spider-Man, we're just whoa, it's Charlie Cox. They did it. They did the thing.
Yeah.
So with this, I mean, because what's the next show after this? Loki 2?
Yeah, and then Marvels. or Marvel's first, and then
No,
Loki
like
2.
just Disney Plus though.
Oh, Disney, yeah,
Disney
Loki
Plus,
2.
Loki 2. What If season 2?
Oh,
shows
Echo
up,
should be coming out too, right?
next year. But yeah, I mean,
Is that next year? I thought.
Ironheart.
And Wonder
Ironheart
Man?
is filming. In fact, Ironheart and then Armor Wars.
I mean, couldn't that stop if they decide to go on strike here in about
Right.
half hour?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Armor Wars, yeah, you have to have Rhodey for Armor Wars, obviously. Are there going to be guardsmen? Like, are we going to have a prison? Like, all the Stark tech in general. Are we just going to go back to the Vulture for some reason?
I don't know. There's a lot to think about with this one.
Yeah, because like that's the thing too. This has not been doing well either. Like Secret Invasion, the numbers for views.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's dumb. I think we're relying on people's reviews before the show comes out sometimes. Like, I think it's dumb. Like, people watch the first 2 episodes and they said it's not that good, and it's like, you just watched 2 episodes and now you're gonna stop people from watching a whole series based off your 2-episode review.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, people got to send the Flash in for saying it was so damn good. That got me excited for the Flash. People were going, "It's so damn good," and it was not that good.
It was.
So I mean, it happens the other way too, man. Yeah, it happens both ways.
Man, Flash.
Black Adam had some comic book writers on Twitter giving it like competent praise, and I was just like, you cannot skateboard down these stairs.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I agree with that.
I respect you, and you're trolling on this internet. And I'm sorry, Gail, but I really.
Gail Simone said it.
She said it, and I was like, "Is she trolling?"
Oh, I missed that.
Gail Simone sometimes is very nice because she wants to see her favorites on the screen, and that makes sense.
Of course.
We all do.
I love Gail Simone too.
We're gonna close this episode up. Thank you guys so much for coming on this episode, taking time out of your night to be here. Before we get going, though, real quick, co-host Paul Lao, where can people find you online? What do you got coming up? Anything you want to plug?
No, I'm just I'm out here, North Carolina. So,
all right.
When are we going out, Dimithri? We got to go out to North Carolina.
Where the Carolina Panthers from? North or South Carolina?
Where's Sweet Caroline come from?
I don't know.
I don't.
Yeah. That's fair. All right.
All right. Never mind. I tried, Paul. Sorry, man.
It's okay, man.
I tried.
Until we have teleportation, or I don't know.
Or we go
maybe I can scroll myself.
We go to Florida together. We'll meet in Florida.
Sounds great.
I haven't had COVID yet. Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not? I guess
you only live once.
Let's give.
If you go to Florida, yeah. Anyways,
special guest Michael Meade. Where can we find you online? What do you got coming up? Anything you want to plug?
I'm opening a store. I got a location. Yeah, I know. I'm very tired. I'm very tired. But yeah, that's why my content's been a little hesitant lately, but I'm trying to get everything out. But yeah, that's coming up. So pay attention. I'm going to be doing a lot of push for that coming up. So you'll be seeing a lot of that lately. But yeah, for any like new comics that are coming out, I highlight a lot of that every week. So if you're looking for new comics, new recommendations for comics, or just funny videos on comics, that's what I do at For the Love of Comics on TikTok. And then you can find my link tree on any of my profiles for all my other social medias. So yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for coming on this.
No, thank you, sir. This is great.
Thank you. For anyone out there who was watching us, you're watching us live on twitch.tv/thekeegshow or youtube.com/thekeegshow. If you're listening to the podcast, it's wherever you get your podcasts from. Apple Podcasts, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher. If you're on social media, Instagram and TikTok are our 2 biggest ones, at The Keeg Show. We're also on Facebook. We're also on Twitter. And now on Threads at The Keeg Show.
On Threads.
So, you can find us on any social media. Who knows? Just find us there. Patreon.com/The Keeg Show. If you want to give back to The Keeg, find a donation tier that works for you. For something as small as $5 a month. Find a local comic shop near you at comicshoplocator.com. That's always a cool thing. Pick up Secret Invasion or its sequel, Secret Invasion, because it's had a sequel, kind of, that is the same title. Other than that, this is the Secret Invasion After Show. We do this here every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Pacific, at least as far as this show is going on. But we also have the Keeg Talks every weekend. We have Comic Talk on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific. So we've got a lot of different shows. So definitely stay tuned for that. But just find us on Instagram and TikTok. That's our probably easiest way to keep track of.
And if you're at Comic-Con, you can like touch Dimithri.
I mean, ask
Which
me
is a
first.
pure joy.
Ask me first.
It's
You know.
quite an honor. It's quite an honor.
I will be at Comic-Con in a week, so that'll be cool. That'll be cool. A lot of big stuff. Very overwhelming. So, we'll see how that goes. But other than that, thank you guys so much for coming on. Thank you everybody out there for listening. Once again, I'm your host, Dimithri Perera, and
Guest co-host, Paul Lao.
And this has been the Secret Invasion
Nailed
After Show. Take care, everybody.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Sure. Yeah. Bye.